Well, good morning. It is Wednesday at 8:49 and it's been a long day already. Let's see, what's been going on? Well, we got up this morning and took my youngest son to work. He had to be at work at 6. I can't believe he's working. What happened is this man that works with James, his back is hurt, and so he needs an assistant in his job. And apparently at Jesse's age, he's able to work in the summer, so he is helping them out, which I'm excited for, but he's so young. So anyway, he has to get up before any other of the children, and so he had to get up at 5:15, and so James and I drove to work to drop him off together this morning. And then at like 7:45 I had to turn around and come back to the exact same location to drop off our middle son. So I dropped him off. I wanted to make sure that his employer indeed picked him up, and I assume he did. I just rode by where they're working and I didn't see them out there, but anyway, Samuel doesn't like for me to sit with him and wait for his employer to get there. He just wants me to drop him off and move on. And I let him use my cell phone yesterday when he was working, but he gets so dirty and stinky and stuff, and he said he hoped that he had not gotten dirt into the phone, so I would rather just drop him off and then come by. I had to go to the bank, so I went by the bank, and then I drove by and he was still out there, so then I went into Walmart, and then I drove back by and he was gone. So he's a big 17-year-old boy, so I don't think anybody kidnapped him. And then later on I'll come back and get him and Jesse. Now I don't know when for either one of them. I think for Samuel it could be anytime between 3 and 5:30 maybe. For Jesse, I'm thinking anytime between 4 and 5 o'clock. And there's a possibility that Jesse could ride home with his dad. It just depends on how their off times correlate. It's crazy. So it looks like it could storm today here. That's something that Samuel, every day whenever I'm driving him to work, we talk about. We guess what the weather's going to be for the day because we hardly ever watch the forecast. So we just examine the sky and see what we think is going to happen. Although we were saying stormy earlier, it does look like it's clearing up, but I still think it's going to be a little stormy later, and he does too. I think he's actually praying for it because that's why they cut off a little early. He got off at 3:30 yesterday, and it was because it started raining. So I was at $90 spending. There won't be a grocery haul this week. I'm sorry about that for all of you grocery haul people, of which I noticed that most people just view my grocery hauls. But it's been a little crazy. I have spent $90 already, and I think I will be at $110 with what I spent $20 there, plus I have to take out a t-shirt. So like at $107 or so for the week. Which brings me right at $500 for 4 weeks. I'm still wanting to get it down lower. So what I did was I'm making sandwiches, lunches for 3 of the 5 workers. I assume that Brittany's going to buy her lunch today, but I made lunch for Jesse and Samuel. James is going to come home for lunch because he's taking a test today, and then he's going to come home before he goes to his regular work. He has his contractor's license now, so I'm so excited. He has it in heating and air, and so now he's going for his plumber's license. So he's going to come by for lunch. Brittany, she's gone to work. She had breakfast, but she didn't pack a lunch, so I'm only going to have 3 children home today after Dalton's gone. And with Dalton's work, his employer always buys his lunch for him, which is super nice, and it's one less thing we have to worry about and pay for, or I don't have to pack and pay for. So I bought some long subs at Walmart. They were 50% off, so they were $2.99. I think I could get 4 sandwiches out of those. I was debating on whether that was just as cheap as making them, because this has a lot of meat and I haven't been putting cheese in their sandwiches. So this is a lot thicker. I think this comes out to maybe even a better deal than making the sandwiches. They had more marked down, but I only bought 3. So, I don't know. I'm thinking about cutting up 2 of them, and then the girls and I can have 1 for lunch today. Who knows, I might cut up all 4. But what I'm going to do is go ahead and pre-cut them and put them in freezer bags and put them in the freezer. So I just have to pull those out, because I dread making lunches, packing lunches. I was going to buy Debbie cakes at Walmart, but I was looking for boxes for $1. They didn't have those. So what I did was I just bought another bag of flour. I think it was $1.20 something or $1.30 something for the bag. I bought some more brown sugar to make sure I had sugar, and then I bought chocolate chips. And I'm going to make some muffins, some cookies, muffins and cookies, and I can pre-freeze those as well, and they can take that for a little sweet snack. So they'll have a sandwich. Sandwich cost about 75 cents once I cut up the big sub, and then whatever it costs for a muffins or cookies, which is dirt cheap. They have been taking Gatorades. I found some Gatorades last week for the 8 packs, 20 or 24 ounce bottles. I think they were 20 ounce bottles for a reduced price, 3 something. And James says that's a pretty good deal. So I've been freezing those. Well, freezing 1 and having them to take 1. But then Samuel's employer started buying Gatorade and putting it in the big cooler for them to drink. So I'm not so worried about him taking it, but now for Jesse to take them, and James. And then I also save the bottles and freeze, or put the water in either in the freezer or the fridge for them to take to have water bottles. So it's a pretty frugal lunch, and it's pretty good. Now, back to the subs. I've heard that you can buy the really long subs at Walmart, and they're really cheap. They feed a lot of people. So I'm going to see about getting, I'm going to check the price on that, see about getting 1, cutting it up, and putting them in sandwich bags and freezing them, and see how that turns out. So by the time I get home, I'll make the little girls a breakfast. It'll be a little bit after 9, and since we have 4 of the children working and they're not home to do chores, we have to pick up the slack, because the 3 boys, the work they're doing is not like, not that I'm putting this down because I did this for a while too, it's not bag boy work, okay? This is man work that they are doing. So I'm not having them coming home and doing chores. So my job is to make sure that all of the workers have nice, decent clothes, of which I was supposed to look for socks at Walmart and forgot. They're going to need some to go to camp next week. But nice, decent, clean clothes, and then have them well fed. And so I'm not having them to do their chores. I'm picking up for that. Like Jesse, you know, he had to be at work by 6, so I just went ahead and fed the animals this morning. That's his chore. And made sure they had water. And then we rotate. We have a rotational system as to who does the dishwasher and the clothes, the laundry. So the girls and I are picking up for all of that, and talk about laundry with these fellows working. And poor Dalton didn't even get home till 11 o'clock last night. I was already asleep, and then I woke up at a little bit after 1 and checked to make sure he was home, of which he was, praise the Lord. So we knew he was safe as long as he got from his work site to home, because he's still a fairly new driver. And so today we're going to clean up, do our laundry, and make sure the dishes are done. For supper tonight, we're going to have, I think we're going to have taco soup. Because yesterday I made a big batch of pinto beans. I cooked them in the pressure cooker. And then I made refried beans out of those, and we had tacos last night. I had thawed 1.5 pounds of ground beef, and it was like the $1.98 a pound ground beef. And so we had that with some soft tortillas, flour, and corn. So tonight I'm going to do, Lord willing, taco soup. That means I'm going to thaw out some more ground beef, add that with some pinto beans, and throw some corn in and some salsa or either tomatoes from the garden, and add some more seasonings to it. And I'm going to make cornbread today. So I'll be doing the cornbread, muffins, cookies. I think that's it as far as that goes. For lunch, the ones of us that's home, it'll probably be those sandwiches. That's just so easy. Or the leftover refrieds we can put and make burritos. And that'll be enough beans, because that'll be 3 meals of beans this week if we do that. Or we can save the refrieds for tomorrow. Either way, I'll be 3 meals of beans, counting the one for lunch. And so, we have church tonight as well. And then, so we'll be getting clothes ready for church, and I'll start getting some shirts ready for camp, because when they go to camp next week, they're going to have casual clothes to wear every day and church clothes to wear every night, because it's church camp. So I need to start getting their church clothes ready. That's the hardest part, is getting enough clothes for them to have for 5 days. I don't know if they call it church services or chapel or whatever, so they have to have enough. Although they wear their clothes more than once, so it doesn't have to be 5 different outfits or whatever. So anyway, I'll let you go. That's what's happening today. I hope you all are doing very well. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe if you like the channel. Like this video if you like the video, and comment below and let me know how you're doing, and I'll talk with you later. Bye.